am extremely, extremely excited to share this with you. In fact, I could not wait until I got home from work. I wrote it down after it happened, and I just didn't have time before work to post this, to record it. Now I am recording it at like 5:34 in the evening. And before I start this real fast, and I'm getting right into it, because for the first time, I went to what the folks on Amino call, and the folks in the reality shifting community call, the DR or ADR, which is desired reality. The reality that I thought of going to. And I am so excited to share this experience with you because it was quite amazing. And along the way, I want to, this is the part that really excites me as well, that excites me even more, is sharing some tips that I have for those of you who are just beginning with this shifting thing. But what I wanted to first do is thank You Are the Father. That's what he goes by in YouTube, You Are the Father. His comment actually motivated me to try this because basically what he was saying was, hey, you've now joined this community. Why don't you do something that's more akin or more like what they talk about in the community? So I thought to myself after, it took some time of just sitting and thinking because at heart, I am an explorer and I like going to the random places that I seem to go to, though there's no such thing as random. On some level, I was guiding myself, but I don't think I've ever really, other than there was once I went to an alternate version of Disneyland, which was very, very strange, but I count this as my first DR. And I want to thank that person. You Are the Father. And I'd like to actually take a moment and thank the Amino community for this, because what I'm about to tell you is a lot of the reason why I attempted this was because I joined the community and I saw folks talking about this. So I did it. And I hope that the tips I'm going to provide are going to help those that are just starting out. So let me get into it. I wasted way too much time even in the beginning with this. So first, this morning, I'd say it was about maybe 5 in the morning or so. Yeah, it must have been 5, maybe 5:30 in the morning or so. I didn't record the exact time, but I decided to rest a little bit before work. And in fact, I'm thinking it was 5:30 in the morning because I think I had about an hour before I had to get up. So it was about 5:30 in the morning when I first started contemplating this. And it's very interesting because in the very beginning, I thought to myself, okay, I'm going to try this. I am going to try to go to a desired reality. I'm going to think of a place where I want to go, and I'm going to attempt to go there. But this is something that I think all of you that are just starting out should do. Just my opinion. I'm just going to throw this out there for you because this makes total sense to me. I wanted to start with something simple. So I thought, I listen to storm sounds a lot when I do the whole beyond body astral projection thing. So I thought, okay, I'm going to put on storm sounds. And my goal, because Southern California has been so hot lately, it's been burning up out here. It's been really, really hot. I thought, okay, what I'm going to do is I want to go my desired reality. Very simple. I want to go someplace where it rains. That's it. Whatever reality it is, I don't know where this reality is going to be. I don't know what world this is going to be in, but wherever I'm going, I want it to be raining. Something simple, something that I can imagine in my head before leaving. So I turned on storm sounds in the backdrop. I laid down. I shut my eyes. I was laying on my right side, guys. Right side. And what I did as I was listening to the storm sounds was I was imagining what it would be like to be feeling the rain on top of my head, on my body, what it would feel like, just listening to the sound and really taking it in. So the two tips I want you to go away with is this. First, you've got to feel this reality before you go. That's what I did. I think that would be very, very helpful. Second, do something simple. Plan something simple. You want to go to the snow, you want to go to someplace where it's sunny outside, do something like that. And then just allow yourself to go to any world where that might be the case. But if you start with something simple, my point is you can build on that once you get to that goal. Once you get to that place, it can be like layers. You can get there and then you can say, okay, I want to go someplace where it rains, and then you add something the next time. So I decided to do this. I decided to go someplace where it rained. That's what I was thinking. And then I hit that middle space and I felt myself starting to kind of rise up into the air. And again, for the folks that are here that are the projectors, I always say this. One of the biggest things with beyond body / shifting is that when I feel it, I feel as if my whole body is rising. Not that I'm separating from my body, but that my whole entire body is rising up into the air. And that's what it felt like. It felt like my entire body was rising up into the air. And as I was rising, I focused again on this place where there would be rain. I didn't say anything specific in my mind. I just thought, rain. I want to go someplace where it's raining. And as I was rising up, at first I felt as if I was going in a specific direction. And as my mind kept formulating this idea of rain, I seemed to change direction. And then I kept going up. And then I did a complete somersault, guys, a complete somersault. It was very slow. And then I came down. And when I came down, suddenly I had weight. I came down and I was in a house. And when I came down on both feet. And now it was interesting because I don't remember much about this house. What I'm beginning to feel is that when I go to these houses, it's like a transitional space. It's my mind's way of translating and saying, this is a house, and then there's a door, and that is a doorway or a portal to someplace else. Just a theory. That's what I'm thinking these are, because I land in houses a lot. And I guess my mind equates a house with a transitional space. I'm not sure exactly why that is, but I don't remember details about this house. I remember looking around and I was thinking, okay, rain, all right? This is what I was thinking about. I'm in a house. I didn't hear any raindrops on anything at first. And then I saw what appeared to be kind of a door. It was maybe a closet that was near me. And I opened the door, and then there was another door. I opened that door, and then there was another door. And I kept doing this. And this is something that's happened to me too in other experiences I've had. And it's actually quite frustrating because I think to myself, okay, there's no way to go outside. And I was thinking this in this very frustrated way, like, oh my gosh, I tried this, and I turned to the left and there was a door. Now, I don't recall seeing the door before, but it was there when I looked, and there was a lock and there was an actual key in that door from the inside, and it was ajar just slightly. It was open. So I go over to the door, I walk over, I open the door, and you would not believe how excited I was when I saw that it was actually raining. The first thing I felt was a cool breeze come over into my face. That was the first thing I felt. So I was like, okay, it's cool. It felt like that cool kind of rain cool, I guess. I don't know. Rain gives it, depending on where you live. I mean, if you live in some tropical area, it's going to be really warm. But Here in Southern California, many times if it's raining, you'll feel this kind of coolness going in. It won't be too cold. So I felt this kind of hit my face. And I could see the rain coming down, and I could see a black rail because there was some kind of stairway, and the stairs were actual concrete. They were concrete stairs, and I could see the way the raindrops were hitting the concrete on the stairs. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I step out and I start going down the stairs. Now, what I saw next was something I did not expect. So I'm feeling the rain, right? I'm feeling the raindrops, guys. I'm walking in the rain. And as I'm walking down the stairs, I notice that right there, it couldn't have been more than, I don't know, maybe 20, 30 feet away, there was the sea, like the ocean. And it was fierce. There was a storm. And there was water, and it was crashing, and there was water spraying up into the air. And bordering the sea was a city. And this city, two places come to mind. Cape Cod, Massachusetts. It had a sort of colonial feel to it. The houses, the architecture had that kind of feel to it, to me. And I was just looking at this. As I was watching this, as I was watching the water rising and the storm, I just felt like I was in the middle of a painting. It was so beautiful. Oh, it was so beautiful. Oh my God. It was, I know, some people are afraid of storms. I'm not afraid of storms. I've always loved storms. It always has relaxed me. And this was just amazing how the sea raged, and oh my God, it was so beautiful. And so as I'm walking, and I'm just observing this. At the same time, I see kind of in the distance that there are, they looked like college kids to me, and they were all sitting on another stairway there, and I think they were studying or something. They seemed to be focused on something. They weren't focused on phones. I didn't see any phones in this particular reality. But as I was walking, so I saw them, I noted them. I was thinking to myself, I want to go ask somebody something. I want to go ask them where this is. What city is this? But before I did that, I noticed that one of those colonial style houses was moving. It was in motion. Now, what I'm going to say, I don't know if you're going to, when I saw it, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. The house seemed to move on its own. It wasn't because of the flood. It wasn't like the flood had come through and was now pushing this house out to sea. No, the house was moving on its own, okay? Colonial style house moving on its own. And it moved into the sea. And once it moved into the sea, it started floating like a boat. It was like a ship. I kid you not. It was like a boat. Like, people have heard of houseboats. But what I'm telling you, I want you to get this image in your mind because this is very important. The house was the kind of house that you would see on land. It wasn't a houseboat. It was like, go through any neighborhood. You'll see houses. Imagine that you could see a house start to move and then it just moved away on its own, right? That would be crazy on its own, right? But then, so I'm watching this house go out into the water and sail like a ship. And it was just going out there. And I was like, oh my God, that's just amazing. So I'm watching this, and then I go over and I'm like, okay, I gotta know what city this is. I gotta get a name of some kind of name. So I start walking toward these people. Now, as I'm walking, I'm losing my grip on this reality. I'm starting to come back, and I can feel it. I always know when I'm starting to come back. And things are starting to get darker and darker, right? It's just like, it's almost as if you're in a movie theater and things are fading to black. It's slowly going darker and darker. And I reached this woman just as it's starting to fade away completely. And I took her hand and I asked her, "What city is this?" She said, and I kid you not, that this is the city of Scholastic. Scholastic, the city of Scholastic. Now, I'm talking about Scholastic as in Scholastic Aptitude, as in the publishing company Scholastic. That's what she said. And I held on to her hand and I said, "Repeat." Actually, I didn't say repeat. I said, "Did you just say the city of Scholastic?" And she said, "Yes, that's what I said." And as I continued to fade, I said, "I'm going to tell people about this place." And then it was done. I opened my eyes. Guys, it was one of the most amazing experiences I have had out there in the beyond body / reality shifting realm. It had everything. It had the fact that I desired a reality that was reigning, but there was also some room to be able to explore, which I am a traveler and an explorer. So I wanted to prove to myself that I could do this, but I like going to random places. For those of you who shift and are still listening to the video, I'm sure some people have gone away by now, but for those of you that are still listening, I am a traveler at heart. I am an explorer at heart, and I like going to random places. I do. I like exploring. I like discovering things. But for those of you who want to do the desired reality thing, start simple. That's my best advice. Anyway, thank you so much for coming on this amazing journey with me. And until next time, take care.